Yo, what is going on with it once again, ladies and gentlemen, people, humanity, fanboys and fangirls, and as always, otaku and Hikikomori is out there. This is Mr. Nintendo Sony Free 2011 aka Manny Wolverine. Of course, you guys already know the rest of the intros and outros support this channel. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And I don't say it very often, but if you can, please hit the bell notification. You're going to need to do it immediately because, I don't know, I think the past week and a half, I think the last time I had a whole bunch of views, I think it was on Thursday or Friday of last week. Got about 40 views on, it was like extra news about Legacy Pictures or Legendary Pictures or Lionsgate, whichever movie industry company that was going to create. Rumors, it's not official yet, but I think in the year 2020 or 2021, next year or the year after, they were thinking about making a full live action movie for Pokemon Red and Blue. And it was like the last one I got a bunch of views on, so if you can make that happen again, that'll be great, because lately I've only been getting 5 or 7 views, so I don't know if my notifications are going to any of my subscribers or not. And if they're not, that really, really sucks, but it is what it is. I'll still keep doing videos no matter what. It doesn't matter. Till the day I unfortunately have to leave this earth. But hopefully that's a long years away from now. Unless some messed up, cataclysmic event were to happen, then I ain't going to be able to be here for that. I'll probably be like in the backwoods out in Canada somewhere. So, hey, if I have any Canadian subscribers out there, hey, let me know what's up, because the only 2 places I ever used to go to when I was still living in upstate New York was mainly like Toronto and then parts of Ontario and like Montreal, and that was only in the summer times I would go up there when I was still living up there at the time. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. I'm going to talk about these two in a second, or this one in a second. But I actually heard about this news from my boy, Mr. Proto Mario, and he talked about himself. I do listen to other people, like this other guy, was his name Baze Ragger or something like that. I forgot what his fucking name was, but him and along with other people like Spawn Wave. I know a lot of people listen to Boogie298. I occasionally listen to him, but I'm not subscribed to him. I'll listen to what he says every once in a while. And even this other dude I used to be subbed to, I'm not subbed to him anymore, but back in the days when he was a smaller channel, I mean, he didn't seem like he was a real humble dude. He seemed, I'm not going to say like a jerk off or an asshole or anything, but I think his name was Retro Gamer 85, RGT 85. He was a cool dude in the beginning, and after a while, I don't know. I think his ego kind of went to his head. My own personal opinion, that's what happened. But yeah, anyways, I'm not going to read this whole entire thing. It's very, very long as shit. But I think about the other day, about a day or two ago, I did heard a couple of rumors and speculations about the Sony PlayStation 5 possibly being backwards compatibility with the PS3 and PS4 games. But anyways, I don't know if they're going to try to copy the same thing Microsoft does for like their original Xbox games and Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Because I know they're an Xbox One X now. I know those other two, I remember the other 2 consoles that were their codenames, Project Scarlet and Project Nyra or Nifria. I don't know, some weird Greek goddess name. Anyways, I'm not going to read anything about that, but there's a little bit in this article I was reading about, scanning through the article, see anything. This had anything really to do with backwards compatibility. This is just some updates about Cyberpunk 2077 possibly being for the next gen console for PlayStation 5. Here's the thing. I never played Cyberpunk 2077. I used to hear about it from back in the days when I sang on my older cousins, which unfortunately at the time, it's kind of a loner. The only people that were my friends way back in the days were mainly like my cousins at the time. Not until I moved out here to Vegas, that's when I started having more buddies at that particular point in life. But then again, I'm in my 30s now, so I feel like a fucking fossil now on this site. But it's all good under the hood. I still like talking, not going to say talk people's ears off per se, but I'm a huge chatterbox. I've said that on my mass amounts of my videos for the past 10 years I've been doing videos. Not on this channel, but my older channel. But anyways, this is the patent. Something that does help Stellar's case is a recently updated patent for the backwards compatibility that's been filed by Sony. Originally filed in 2015, the patent was updated in February to say, quote, backwards compatibility testing of the software is a mode that disrupts timing, unquote. This is no guarantee that Sony is actually working on the technology for the PS5. It could be creating an entirely separate peripheral, that's how you say it, that makes backwards compatibility possible, and it is not impossible that this could be for a new generation console. And I guess I'm going to have to read half of this because this thing goes really, really slow as hell. I tried it a few times before I was recording this video, so I'll just read any of this information. If any of you guys are interested in the PlayStation Plus news, I never cared for the PS Plus. I never used it that much compared to the Nintendo stuff, but again, I'm not a hardcore fan of Nintendo. I am a hardcore fan of it, but I don't agree with a few of the things that they do. Not a lot, or some, just a few. Especially how low and slow as shit their internet is for the Switch, even though, granted, I've never played it myself because I don't own a Switch, but hopefully they fix that up, because I know some people are even saying on the internet, I didn't even know about this till literally the other day, like when I was gathering information before I was doing this video, that it was supposed to be a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not sure if that's fake garbage news or if it's like, it's just rumors and speculations and people just doing like predictions for it. I have a feeling that's what it's going to be. And if there is a Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo's not going to name it the Switch 2. That doesn't make sense. Even though, granted, they did that for the title Splatoon 2. And they got to come up with better wording. A lot of their video game titles, they got to like say it in a lot more of a dynamic, something that's going to grab the consumer and the fan of a Nintendo fan, such as myself. They'll grasp interest and grasp ways of spending money for their games. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. Let's keep it real. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, even the PC industry, and any other industry, even outside of the gaming industry news, it's all about making money for them. It's a business. It's business strategy shit. Sometimes, let's face it, I'm not going to sound like an asshole or a dick for saying this, but most of these industries don't give a shit about you unless you give them money. You throw money at them, that makes them happy. Other than that, they're not going to fucking care about you. And that goes for anything in life. That's not even just with video game industry news or even movie industry news. It's stuff about music and sports and all this other like media's out there that do that. But I don't want to sound like a negative asshat or nothing. So it says PlayStation Plus news. So there's been no official word from Sony on the development for a PlayStation 5 just yet. A recent announcement in relation to the PlayStation Plus service has ignited some speculation. It has been announced from that March of 2019, PlayStation Plus will no longer offer free PS3 or PS Vita games, and will instead focus on the PS4 titles. This has led to some wondering over whether or not Sony is attempting to phase out these older generation titles in preparation for a new generation. This is, of course, pure speculation, but it's interesting that Sony would be willing to reduce its game offerings to only 2 games. And stuff about Polygon and all that stuff. I know some people really, really, absolutely love shitting on places like Polygon, Kotaku, GameSpot, IGN. That's cool. I'm not going to shit on them. I'm not going to say because I'm on their side or anything. Because, hey, they have a lot more of a better educational way of putting their articles together than I more than likely ever will. Because I didn't go to college, university, or even like community college to be a journalist. Fuck that. As I know, there's a lot of bullshit and lies and a lot of like evil, corrupt organizations that control a lot of those rhetorics, which I'm not going to get into because it goes into a lot of the tinfoil hat shit. So I'm not trying to avoid that type of atmosphere or spear of YouTube, even though, granted, I really love watching a lot of those videos as well, but not trying to bring that on this channel. But I usually don't talk about stuff like this, but bro, I had to talk about it. I fucking had to talk about it. I might not even read the whole thing, but I might. We'll see in due time if this works anytime soon. Hoping that it does. Let me get a drink of water while this is going on.